brother, I'm not going to give you up. Unless you disagree with me with such a matter that there's no scope of me accepting that. That's when I can't do anything about it. That's when I will have to depart from you. But that's very rare. That's rare that that will happen. So these are the issues. Ilmul Ghaib, the Nur, and did the Prophet ﷺ have a shadow or not? And the birthday of the Prophet. Big issue. The birthday of the Prophet, 12th of Rabiul Awwal. You know, whoever comes out or whoever doesn't come out, that's it. It's their iman gone or come. I'm telling you clearly that you look into the certain Dawbandi ulama who have accepted the other side and certain Brelvi ulama who have not accepted this side. That's all I'll leave it to. I'm not going to go into the issue of who's right and who's wrong on this. All I will say is this. With my open, wide heart, I will say this. I've never gone out and marched on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal to praise the Prophet's birthday. But I've never condemned the people who come out. You know why? Because a lot of the people who come out, they come out and their only attachment to the deen is this. A lot of these brothers, I feel sorry for them. They only have 5 attachments to the deen. 15th of Sha'ban, 27th of Ramadan, Eid number 1, Eid number 2, and the 5th one is Eid Milad al-Nabi, the Prophet's birthday. They've got 5 attachments. You start telling the guy, listen mate, there's no 15th of Sha'ban, it's bid'ah. So you got ding! He's only got 4 left, 4 connections to the deen. You don't, brother, you know what? 27th of Ramadan, yeah, it could be Laylatul Qadr, but you know what? It could be any one of the other 9 nights, which is true. Is it worth for me gambling 10%? Nah, it's alright, don't come. Ding! 3 left. Say, don't come on the, Sahabas never celebrated this, that, Milad al-Nabi, you start giving him all this thing, and then he'll stop that. He's got the 2 Eids. All you're going to see this brother doing is he'll come to Eid prayer with his cool hairstyle. You know what I'm saying, like, brother. He come in, he in the back row, he no do no wuzu, brother. He just stand there, he want to see his mates. I want to come out, they gonna pump the music outside. The guy don't know no deen. He don't understand nothing. He only know how to basically. That's what you're going to do to the brother. The more you release, because you've got to give him an alternative. You've got to give an alternative. If you don't replace these things with another thing, then he's just going to be lost. And a lot of brothers like this, they come out with, I know one thing I like about them, is that they've got a lot of love of the Prophet ﷺ. And there's a hadith in Bukhari, subhanAllah. There's a hadith in Bukhari, a man, he was drinking. You know, drinking was allowed in early Islam. So he used to drink, and he got caught out in the early Islam. In the early Islam, if you got caught drinking, it was basically, first Prophet said, just say bad things, just say foul things to make him feel sorry for himself. So they did that. After a while, the Prophet said, take your shoes off and beat him with the shoes, your sandals. Just beat him with your sandals. Yeah. After a while, then he got more serious and more serious and more serious, right? But in those days when it was, he got caught a few times, and the Prophet said, say this to him, and he got caught again. The Prophet said, say this to him, and he got caught again. The Prophet said, take your sandals on, beat him up. And then somebody came and he said, Messenger of Allah, what should we do to that guy? Prophet said, the love he has for Allah and His Messenger is a lot of love that he has. He has a lot of love for Allah and His Messenger in his heart. And Prophet ﷺ praised him for that love. Sahih al-Bukhari. You've got to look at the good of Muslims, when these things basically come about. You've got to look at, a positive way of trying to bring. Another Sahabi, just the last one until I take a Q&A, right? Another Sahabi, he came, Messenger of Allah, he said, Messenger of Allah, give me permission to drink. Prophet ﷺ didn't, Sahaba were angry. Prophet ﷺ said, do you pray? He said, yes. Do you speak the truth? He said, yes. He said, okay. These are early days of Islam. Please don't take this as a fatwa to go and start drinking. Thanks to Hasan Ali. This is in the early days. Later it's completely prohibited, right? So Prophet ﷺ in the early days said to him, okay, come to the masjid. So the guy used to come to the masjid and he used to bring his bottle up to the masjid door. And he used to put it at the masjid door, and then he used to come inside. He used to pray, then he used to go out. After a while, the person felt guilty. Then he started to leave his bottle at home. Then after a while, he felt more guilty. Then he smashed his bottles, or he gave up his, rum of wine, whatever he had, and then he became like the rest of the Muslims. There's hikmah, there's ways of, you've got to look at each person differently and see how you're going to call to the deen. You can't just say, Aqi, haram, hairstyle haram, jeans haram, this haram, that haram, you haram. Whichever, you can't do that. Brothers come to the deen, you can't just say, don't listen, don't do this, don't do that. You give that much, right? The guy's just going to turn away from the deen. You've got to take it easy. On some people, you've got to take it easy. All right, anyway, Jazakumullah khair. Now the Q&A, please. Yeah. Do you have to join feet to feet during Salah? Look at that. Now you're going to ask me for loads of minutes, all right. Look, there's an opinion that you have to join feet. There's an opinion that you don't join feet, right? Both opinions are there. I've seen hadith on both sides, right? What I will say to you is, if you find a brother next to you and you try and join your feet to him and the brother likes it, that's fine. If the brother doesn't like it, please don't go do 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 do, and the guy's going do 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 do. You go do 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 do, and the guy's basically just literally there, and you're doing splits. Please take it easy, because sometimes I personally, okay, I know both sides are there, okay? The majority actually believe that you don't have to join the feet, the majority. But there's a minority that do believe that you should join the feet. And I personally find it a bit irritating. And once one guy said, but the shaitan will go past, your side if you don't close the side. My friend, but by the time you basically open your feet like this, shaitan's going to go in and out. He's got loads of space to go in and out. Yeah, so that excuse is not a good excuse. Right? But what I would say to you is, look, the brothers who want to join, let them join. The brothers who don't want to join, just leave them alone. Right? And let's get on, with one another. Salafi brothers tell me that it is okay to do masa over normal cotton socks that allow water to seep through. They say that Sahaba must have had holes in their socks. Okay. With the whole issue, I'm going to keep it short. Do you or do you not follow a madhab? That's the first thing. If you follow a madhab, stick to your madhab. If you don't follow a madhab, then whatever imams you follow, please listen to them and go, but stick to your principles. Once they tell you Quran, then Sunnah, stick to it. I met some brothers, I'll be honest with you, I met one brother, Imam. He said, Quran, Sunnah, Quran. So he gave me once a lecture, 2 hours. I was like, right? And then one day, I got him on an issue. I said, the Quran says, because the brother said to me, eat this. I said, where do you get the meat from? He said, say Bismillah and eat. I said, say Bismillah and eat. Hang on a minute. You just telling me to. He said, it's in hadith. I said, okay, what hadith? He said, Abu Dawud, there's a hadith there, Prophet said, say Kul Bismillah, say Kul Bismillah wa Kul. Say Bismillah and eat. I said, my friend, you've been preaching to me Quran Sunnah all these days, yeah? The Quran says, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرِ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ. The Quran says, do not eat from that which Allah's name hasn't been taken over. And you're quoting me a hadith where Allah's name might not have been taken over, and you just say Bismillah while you're eating and it's okay. You tell me now, are you now following Quran first or Sunnah first? What are you doing now? Guy was zut. He couldn't give me an answer. And I kept pressing him. I said, give me an answer. You're following hadith in Abu Dawud, and I'm giving you an ayah of the Quran. There's no ikhtilaf inside it. Guy couldn't give me an answer. So please, whatever you follow, if you're going to say Quran Sunnah, just follow your principle, don't break it. Because once you break it, then you're following your desires, or you're doing things that are not lawful. Salafi brothers tell me not to follow a madhab because it ain't always possible, like Shafi during Tawaf at Hajj cannot follow rule of wudu breaking because it is impractical. Therefore, they are told to follow another opinion. How is that possible with both? Listen to me, you're Shafi, you're Hanafi, we will both get together. Now there are certain imams who follow madhabs who will tell you this. They will tell you this, okay? They will tell you, you as a Hanafi, your witr won't be done behind a Hanbali, because the Hanbali does 2 together, then the salam, then 1. I am telling you they are wrong. Dawbandi, Hanafi, whatever they are wrong. Because the ittifaq, the unity of this ummah is that whatever imam you are behind, your salah is accepted behind that imam. If I am an imam, what happens in Taraweeh? I prayed behind a Shafi imam in Taraweeh. There's a sajda in the end of the 17th juz, that the Shafi say there's a sajda there, the Hanafi say there's no sajda there. I prayed behind him, that Ramadan, he was a Shafi'i. I did sajda with him behind him. All my musallis, many of them Hanafis did sajda behind him. And when the one came in 23rd juz, he did sajda behind me. The Shafis don't accept that, the Hanafis accept that. That is the unity of the ummah. The same happens in Salatul Eid and many other issues, right? In same thing, Tawaf